Listen to me with every fiber of your being. Pause what you're doing. Turn your full attention toward my voice, and let these words penetrate the deepest corners of your heart. I see the fear that has wrapped its cold fingers around your mind. I feel the anxiety that tightens your chest in the midnight hours. Today, I come with divine authority to break every chain of fear that has held you captive. Today is your day of freedom. Fear has become more than an emotion for you. It has become a constant companion, an unwelcome shadow following your every step. It whispers worst-case scenarios into your ear until your mind becomes a battlefield of what-ifs. What if I fail? What if I'm rejected? What if I'm not enough? What if this pain never ends? Some of you wake with a knot of dread in your stomach, wondering how you'll face another day. Others lie awake at night, hearts racing, as anxiety paints terrifying pictures of the future. Many put on brave faces in public, while privately drowning in a sea of apprehension. This fear isn't just in your mind. It has invaded your body, causing tension headaches, tight shoulders, churning stomachs, and sleepless nights. It has stolen your peace, robbed you of joy, and prevented you from embracing the abundant life I intended for you. The most insidious effect of fear is how it distorts your perception of reality. It magnifies threats while minimizing your capacity to overcome them. It convinces you that disaster lurks around every corner. It tells you that safety is found only in retreat, in playing small, in avoiding risk. Perhaps worst of all, fear has created distance between us. You wonder if I truly care about your struggles. You question whether my promises still apply in your situation. The enemy has used fear to make you doubt my love, my power, and my presence in your life. But hear me now. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. This paralyzing fear does not come from me. I am the God who parts seas to make a way where there seems to be no way. I am the one who closes the mouths of lions to protect those who trust in me. I am the one who walks with you through fire and ensures not even the smell of smoke clings to your garments. My perfect love casts out all fear, not diminishes it, not manages it, not coexists with it, but expels it completely. My love is the antidote to the poison of fear that has been injected into your life. Today I extend my hand of power toward you. I speak peace to the storm raging in your mind. I command every anxious thought to bow before my authority. For the spirit of heaviness, I give you a garment of praise. For fearful trembling, I give you steadfast courage. For anxious thoughts, I give you my perfect peace that transcends all understanding. Remember, I have overcome the world with all its troubles. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. No threat, no danger, no circumstance is greater than my power working in and through you. The same power that raised Christ from the dead lives in you, empowering you to rise above every fear that has held you down. First, understand that fear often wears a mask of protection, promising to keep you safe, when in reality it keeps you small. It whispers, stay comfortable, but no, don't take risks, avoid potential pain. But this false protection has become a prison, limiting the full expression of who I created you to be. Consider the Israelites at the edge of the Promised Land. When the 12 spies returned with their report, 10 were overcome by fear. "There are giants in the land," they cried. "We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes." Their fear painted a distorted picture of both the challenge and their capability. Only Joshua and Caleb saw, with eyes of faith, declaring, "We are well able to overcome." The fearful majority missed their destiny, and wandered 40 years in the wilderness. The faithful minority inherited the promise. Which perspective will you choose? Will you see with eyes of fear or eyes of faith? Second, recognize that most fears never materialize. Your mind has created elaborate scenarios of disaster that exist only in your imagination. You've spent precious energy fighting battles that never happened, preparing for catastrophes that never came. Remember the story of the man who said, "I've had many troubles in my life, most of which never happened." How true this is for so many of my children. You've allowed the enemy to steal your present joy with worries about tomorrow. But I am the God of today, and my grace is sufficient for this moment. Tomorrow's grace will be there when tomorrow comes. Think of Peter walking on water. When did he begin to sink? The moment he shifted his focus from me to the wind and waves, from the solution to the problem. His fear became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Keep your eyes fixed on me, not on the storm, and you will walk above the very circumstances that threaten to drown you. Third, remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but moving forward despite it. David still felt fear when facing Goliath. His heart still pounded, his palms still sweated. But he refused to let fear make his decisions. Instead, he declared, "The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the bear will deliver me from this Philistine." Every hero in faith's hall of fame experienced fear. Abraham feared leaving his homeland. Moses feared speaking before Pharaoh. Esther feared approaching the king. Yet they all chose faith-filled action over fear-filled paralysis. Their legacy was not built on fearlessness, but on faithfulness. I'm not asking you to pretend you're not afraid. I'm inviting you to bring your fears to me, to acknowledge them honestly, and then to take my hand as we walk through them together. Feel the fear, but don't let it make your decisions. Finally, understand that freedom from fear is a process, not an instant transformation. Just as a muscle grows stronger through resistance training, your faith grows stronger each time you choose to trust me in the face of fear. Each victory, no matter how small, builds momentum for the next challenge. When David faced Goliath, he recalled previous victories over the lion and bear that built his confidence. Similarly, I want you to collect and remember your victories. Remember the times when you faced your fears and found me faithful. Let these memories become stones of remembrance that testify to my power working in your life. Now, I invite you to practice 3 powerful strategies that will help you break free from fear's grip and walk in divine courage. First, identify and name your specific fears. Bring them out of the shadows and into the light. Take a moment right now to write down the 3 fears that most control your life. Be specific. Instead of writing fear of the future, name exactly what you're afraid might happen. When fears remain vague, they grow more powerful. When named, they begin to lose their grip. Next, for each fear you've identified, find a promise from my word that directly counteracts it. If you fear rejection, hold fast to my promise that I will never leave you nor forsake you. If you fear lack, remember my promise to supply all your needs. If you fear failure, claim my assurance that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Create declaration cards with these promises and place them where you'll see them daily. Your bathroom mirror, your car dashboard, your desk. When fear rises, speak these truths aloud. My word is like a sword that cuts through fear's deception. Second, practice intentional courage by taking one small step each day outside your comfort zone. If you fear social situations, make eye contact and smile at a stranger. If you fear failure, try something new with permission to be imperfect. If you fear rejection, reach out to someone with no expectation of response. These small acts of bravery might seem insignificant, but they build a foundation of courage. Remember, courage is like a muscle. It grows stronger with use. Each time you face a fear rather than avoid it, you diminish its power over you. Third, create a fear-free zone in your daily routine, a time specifically dedicated to peace and my presence. Start with just 5 minutes each morning before the demands of the day begin. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine yourself surrounded by my perfect love that casts out all fear. As you sit in this sacred space, repeat this simple prayer. Lord, I surrender my fears to you. Fill me with your perfect love and peace. I choose to trust you today. This practice creates a peaceful foundation that will sustain you even when circumstances trigger anxiety. My beloved child, I never promised you a life without things to fear, but I have promised you my presence in the midst of every frightening circumstance. I walk with you through the valley of shadow. I am your shelter in the storm, your fortress in battle, your rock when everything else trembles. As you practice these strategies, you'll begin to experience a profound shift. Fear will lose its chokehold on your life. You'll make decisions based on faith rather than fear. You'll take holy risks that align with your divine purpose. You'll reclaim ground that the enemy has stolen through intimidation. Will this transformation happen overnight? Rarely. Will you never feel afraid again? That's not the goal. But day by day, step by step, you'll find yourself living with a holy courage that comes from knowing who I am and whose you are. The journey from fear to faith is one of the most rewarding paths you'll ever walk, and you never walk it alone. I am with you every step, guiding you from the prison of fear into the glorious freedom of courage. So take my hand, feel your heart strengthen with every truth you've heard today, and remember, fear is a liar, but I am the truth, and the truth will set you free.